Understanding your heating system. Within East Village, all flats and townhouses share a similar type of heating system. In response to residents' confusion and lack of understanding of how to correctly operate and program them, E20 Tech have produced this video guide. The heating system in your flat or townhouse uses underfloor pipes to keep each room comfortably warm. Within your flat's utility cupboard, you will find the following parts of your heating system: a heat exchanger tank, an East London Energy heat meter, a power switch labelled heating, and the Smile controller. The heat exchanger tank takes heat pumped into the building and uses it to heat your water and heating systems. The amount of heat used by your water and heating system is shown on the East London Energy heat meter. The power switch labelled heating controls all of this equipment, meaning that if you switch it off, you'll also lose the hot water supply to taps and showers. As such, keep it switched on at all times. You should not use this as a control for your heating system. The Smile controller is responsible for telling the heat exchanger what to do. There is generally no need to change any settings on the Smile controller. In your living room, you'll have a programmable thermostat. This is the main controller for your heating and can be set to keep your flat at a certain temperature at different times of the day. In each bedroom, you'll also have a simple thermostat with a dial. This allows you to adjust the heating in that specific room from what is set on the main thermostat in the living room. This will lower the temperature for that room up to 4 degrees higher or 4 degrees lower. Your heating system thermostat. The heating system is controlled from the programmable thermostat in your living room. There are 3 main buttons and a screen located on the front panel. To see what target temperature the thermostat is trying to maintain, press the tick button once, like this. The temperature shown is what your heating system is aiming to maintain in your flat at present. To see the actual temperature, first, press and hold the up and down buttons together for 2 seconds. The screen will display the word Info. Press tick, press the up button twice, and the current temperature will be shown. This is what temperature is currently being detected. If it is lower than the target temperature, the heating will be on. If it is higher, the heating will be off. To go back to the main screen, press tick once. Setting a heating schedule. Setting up a schedule is a great way to get the most out of your heating by matching it to your lifestyle. In this example, we're going to set up a basic economical heating schedule. The thermostat allows you to set 2 different schedules, one for weekdays and another for weekends. This is because you may be out in the daytime during the week, but might be more likely to spend the day at home on a weekend. On a weekday, you can set 4 times at which the heating temperature changes. These are recommended to be when you wake up, when you leave in the morning, when you return, and when you go to bed at night. In this instance, we are going to say that we want the heating to come on at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we want a comfortable target temperature of 21 degrees. We usually leave for work by 9, so we'll say that we want the heating to be off after this, and set the temperature to 17 degrees. We arrive back at the flat on leaving at 6 PM, so we say that we'd like the heating to come on then and bring the flat up to 21 degrees once more. Finally, we go to bed around 10, so have the heating go off at 9 so that it cools down by the time we do. We set the temperature here to be 17 degrees, which it will maintain until the next morning when the cycle restarts. On a weekend, the schedule is much simpler. You only need to set a time for waking up and for going to sleep. In this instance, we like a line on a weekend and set the wake up time to 10 AM at 21 degrees. We set the heating to go off at 6 PM with a temperature of 17 degrees. Before attempting to program this into your heating system, think about how you might adjust this schedule to your lifestyle and if you'd like to maintain your flat at different temperatures. The temperatures suggested here are economical and will maintain health and safety and your comfort, but will not necessarily make your flat toasty warm. Once you've figured out how you'd like your heating schedule to work, now it's time to program it in. To begin, hold the tick button for 5 seconds. The numbers 1 to 5 will show up along the left of the screen. This means that you're setting the time for weekdays. The sun symbol will display at first, meaning wake up. The time will be displayed, and you can adjust this to your weekday wake up time by using the up and down buttons to change the hours. Press tick to then proceed to be able to change the minutes in the same way. Once you're happy, press tick again. You will now be shown a temperature, which is adjustable in the same way once more. Press the tick button finally to get to the next stage of the schedule. You will now be shown a house with an arrow pointing away from it, meaning the time that you leave. Repeat the process for your chosen time and temperature, and again for the next two settings, which are represented by a house with an arrow pointing towards it, the time you return home, and a crescent moon, the time you go to sleep. Once you've set these times, the numbers 6 and 7 will show on the left instead of 1 to 5. This means that you're now setting the times for weekends. On a weekend, you only have a wake up and sleep time, and these are entered in exactly the same way as before. After you've completed these times, you'll be returned to the main screen. Congratulations, you've successfully programmed your heating system. You should check that the time displayed is correct and that the number on the left of the screen corresponds to the current day of the week. In this system, 1 represents Monday and 7 represents Sunday. If it doesn't match, you can set this by taking a pen and inserting it into the hole marked with a clock symbol. The time will then flash, and you can set the hours using the up and down buttons. Press tick to change to the minutes and adjust in the same way. Press tick again to move to days of the week and switch through these using up and down on the left of the screen. Finally, press tick once more, and the time should now be correctly set. Should you find that it is too hot or cold at a given time during the heating schedule, you can temporarily change the temperature. This is useful if you're working from home, for example, and the heating has gone off as you would normally be out. To do this, simply press up or down and set a temperature that suits you. The hand symbol will appear on screen to show that you have manually changed the temperature. This new temperature will remain as the target temperature until the schedule is next set to change. This means that if you change the temperature to 21 degrees at 11 AM for instance, the schedule is set to 20 degrees at 4 PM, it will automatically resume the schedule at 4 PM. If you like to cancel this manual temperature setting, just press the tick button twice, and the hand symbol will disappear. And that's it. There are a number of other different settings to your heating system that most people won't ever need to change. We hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you continue to have any issues with your heating system, contact E20 Tech. We can arrange to visit and program the system on your behalf. Thanks for watching.